The Super Bowl is this weekend. Guys, it is here. The season is coming to an end. 2021, 2022 is over. The season is over. Playoffs are about to be over as well. The Super Bowl will be the LA Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. Hey, what's up, everybody? Number one Steeler fan, VTuber Starry Ray here. And today I'm going to be giving you my picks for who I think is going to win the Super Bowl. Now, it's been a crazy ride. This was some of the best playoffs we've ever had, I think, in a long time. Like, all these games were so good, and they came down to the end, and it was very, very exciting. And I think as a football fan, I think anyone was just love these playoffs. And there was nothing to really complain about besides the wild card weekend, but after that, it's been boom, 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 amazing. So we are finally here. We're finally here. The conference championships ended 2 weeks ago, and the Rams and the Bengals are there. So I think we're just gonna go with my picks, and I'll give some explanation, some back about who I'm gonna go for. Because if I'm being honest, I'm still not sure if I want to go with who I'm going. It's gonna be a live pick, so I'm not sure who I really want. I know what team I'm gonna personally root for, but I don't know who I think is really gonna win. So we'll just go. We're gonna take it back. Wild card weekend. We're gonna go through the Rams storyline. So the Rams, they played the phony Arizona Cardinals, a team that I knew was not gonna be anything to really worry about. And the Rams just destroyed them that Monday. I think it was Monday night. Yeah, it was Monday night. The Rams just destroyed them, and it was. I think everyone should have expected that. If not, then I don't know what they're thinking. But then after that, they went to Tampa Bay, and they had to play Tampa Bay and Tom Brady at their home, Tom Brady's home, and they beat him. They beat Tom Brady and forced him to retire. He's retired now. They forced him into retirement. That was crazy. It was a very good game, though, because Tampa Bay did come back. We got to give Tom Brady his credit. He did fight. He put up a fight at the end, but it wasn't enough. Too late. And then they went home and they faced the 49ers, which was almost the 49ers home game as well. But they came out and they played iffy. It was very, it looked 49ers way, but Jimmy G, he did some Jimmy G things, and the Rams came out on top, and that's why they're at the Super Bowl. So I would say they had a kind of an easier route, They had Jimmy G, which is, not a top tier quarterback, but still a decent quarterback, but he does, you can expect him to make mistakes, and that's what happened. And then they faced Tom Brady at the end of his career, then forced him into retirement, and, he didn't have the best team around him, and it showed. And he did fight back, but just too little too late. And then they played Arizona, and Arizona was just a fraud team straight from the get-go. So Rams did have kind of an easier schedule compared to the Bengals. Well, they did have the Raiders off rip, but the Raiders were not a team to really be feared. But I did expect them. I picked them to beat this game, but the Raiders were nothing to really be afraid of. They didn't have that much star quality compared to the Bengals, and the Bengals took care of business and won the game. And then this is where it gets a little hard, more challenging. They went to Tennessee and they beat Tennessee at home. Crazy. It was very, very crazy. I think that game came down to the end. Joe Burrow was getting destroyed, and he still pulled it out. No matter how much pressure was thrown at him. They still won that game, and it was crazy. That was a really fun game. Came down to a field goal, and it was just, I think that game showed a lot for the Bengals. It showed what they're made of, and it especially showed because they went down to the conference championship, the Chiefs' kingdom, and destroyed. They didn't destroy, but they made it their kingdom. Cincinnati was Cincy City. It really was. It became Joe Burrow's house, and they took over when Patrick Mahomes couldn't. And I think that game it was very crazy because it came down to that halftime. I think that if the Chiefs would have just kicked that field goal instead of going for a touchdown before halftime, I think it would have been a different game. I think the Chiefs' momentum would have just continued to, roll on, and the Bengals would have felt, they would have started to, sink a little. But because they got that stop, it changed the whole momentum of the game, and the Chiefs just kind of fell apart once the Bengals took off, and they destroyed them. They made the Chiefs look silly out there. I'll just say that. So now they did have a tougher schedule, and now they're in the Super Bowl. So going off of everything I said, I think that the Bengals, they shouldn't just be marked off as the rookie team, or the just the unexperienced team, or like a fluke team. I think that they've proven during this playoff run that they've had a fight, they fought, and they never gave up. That's the most important part. They never gave up. When things looked bad in the Kansas City game, they didn't give up. When Joe Burrow was dying on the field versus Tennessee, they didn't give up. And I think that's very, very important. And I think that shows everything you need to know about the Bengals, is that no matter the moment, no matter how big the moment is or how much pressure is on them, they will continue to fight, and they won't give up, and they're going to play until the very end. And I think that's very important. And I think that's going to come in hand for the Super Bowl. I think that it's going to be a very close game. I feel like these teams match up very well. The Rams, while they have more experience and they have more veteran players or proven players in the NFL, I feel like they still match up with the Bengals. The Rams came close with 49ers. Like, it was a close game until the end, and just because of that, I think that these two teams are not something like, I feel like the Rams are going to be the favorites for sure, but I don't think that it's necessarily too heavy. I think these teams match up very, very well, and it's going to be hard. Like, it's hard for me to say who I think is going to win, because I can see both teams winning in different ways. I could see the Rams might come out boom, 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 but then the Bengals, they might just, they're going to take it, and then they're going to, have some revenge, So I don't know who's going to win this game. I think if the Rams are going to want to win this game, I think they're going to have to go bang, bang, bang in the first half, and, and then play defense. They're going to have to play defense, kind of like how the Chiefs did in the first half of that game. They're going to have to play like that. And I think if they're able to play like that, maybe the Bengals will be able to, it is the Super Bowl, so maybe they'll have, a little more pressure on them and everything. And they might be able to, just sink. I think that's the key for the Rams. They're going to need defense. They're going to need like unrelenting defense. Like, if they want to win this game, they're going to have to be on their A game on defense, because the Bengals will take control on offense if they have a couple mistakes. I think Joe Burrow will capitalize on it very well. And for the Bengals, I think for them, they just need to play their football. They just need to play how they play. They didn't need to, they have their game plan ready. And I think they're just going to have to go down their game plan and just do what they have to do. I think that if the Bengals, there's nothing really the Bengals have to do besides be themselves. That's what I'm saying. I don't think there's, anything they really have to do besides just play how they play and continue to just, have good offense and good defense and make the plays when they're needed. I think that's it. One thing they need to do is do better on third down, because I feel like on third down they're really bad at converting, and they do like dumb plays on third down. Like, they'll do like a screen pass that just instantly gets blown up. I think they're gonna have to, if they want to do something better, it's the third down plays are gonna have to be better. They got to get out of the third down conversion part of the field, because they get stuck in third. I feel like when they played against the Chiefs, it was always third down and like 3 or something, and then they would just blow up on them, or they would make a big play. But I think they're gonna have to stay out of that. They're gonna have to move down the field pretty well, And for the Rams, I think it's just, they're going to need the defense to be banging, and they're going to need Matthew Stafford to have a good game. I said in the other game, and I don't think, I was talking to my friend, I said Matthew Stafford needs to be in the moment and not let the moment envelop him. He needs to be in the moment and he can't let it overwhelm him. And I said that I think he can, like, the moment can be overwhelming for him, and that he might make a few mistakes or bad passes that that he wouldn't have made in the earlier season. And I was talking to my friend, and he said, like, that moment, if that was really true, then Matthew Stafford would have had that moment a lot earlier in the playoffs. And I think, he did have, like in the Chiefs game, the 49ers game, he had that pass that should have been an interception, but it was dropped, and it was just like, who are you throwing it to, And I think if he's able to, like, not have those moments, and the Bengals are not able to capitalize on those moments, then the Rams should be pretty good. I think that they still have a great offense. OBJ was crazy in the 49ers game, and I think he'll continue to be good. And I really hope. I'm not sure if Tyler Higbee's back or not, or Uzomah is back for the Bengals. I'm not sure, but I think regardless, I think that missing those players would be. I think Higbee might be a little more important for the Rams, but they just showed that they can be. Both teams showed that they could win without those players. So we'll see. But yeah, so I think as I'm continuing to talk, I'm still not sure who I think is gonna win. I think I'm just gonna go with the Rams. I'm going with the Rams to win the Super Bowl. I think I'm gonna go with the Rams. Like I said, they're more like a veteran team, and it shouldn't be the favor, because I think the Bengals can still easily win this, But I think I'm just gonna go with the Rams. I think that the Rams are gonna be able to just do what they have to do to win the game, and I'm picking them to win it. I think it's gonna be a very, very, very close game. I think closer than most people are gonna expect it to be. It might be I think it might be even low scoring, to be honest. I could expect it to be. I don't know. I think if I'm gonna have to pick a score, I think it might be like 24-17. I think it might be like that close, like a touchdown or something. I think it's gonna be very close. I don't. Usually with teams like these, people say, "Oh, it's gonna be a shootout" and all that, but it usually never ends up like that. So I think I'm just gonna go, take the slow route, I guess. I don't know. I'm just gonna take it's gonna be a low scoring game. I'm taking the under, I guess. So, and I'm gonna pick the Rams to win, and I guess that means that the Bengals are gonna lose, and Joe Burrow is not that mad. No, I'm just kidding. Joe Burrow is still that kid. He's still that guy. I grew on him. He grew on me a lot this year. So I really expect the Bengals to be. If they don't win it this year, I expect them to be back eventually. I think that team is really good, and I think that Joe Burrow is really that quarterback. So that's what I'm gonna go for. I'm going for the Rams, though. I think they're gonna win by a touchdown. It's gonna be a close game, but the Rams are gonna pull it out. They have a lot of pieces, and I think if that Sean McVay is gonna have some Sean McVay magic and win the Super Bowl, and it's gonna be a happy story for the Rams. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. Got the Rams winning. I'm very excited for Super Bowl. Who do you guys have winning? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments, and check out the links in the description for all my social medias and stuff. And I hope y'all have a great Super Bowl weekend, and I'll see y'all next season. Later.